Elon Musk has waded in on UK politics. I know this isn't news. He's done it a few times now. He is an Anglophile by the sounds of things. He's taken a lot of flack recently for his stance on immigration, though. But this is notable because he's taken aim at Jess Phillips, and I'm going to show you why. She is part of the government. Her position in the UK government is safeguarding minister, so the protection of women and children, basically. And boy howdy, yeah. Her stance is ridiculous, but we know why, and I'll get into that. And then also he has essentially called for an individual in the UK called Tommy Robinson to be released from solitary confinement and sort of take an aim at his judicial process. So we're going to dive into this. It's interesting. Yes, it is world politics. I'm diving into it every now and then. Deal with it, I guess. It's interesting. I want to talk about it. So it's my channel. I am going to do that. Please do self-censor, though. I know it's not going to be for everyone. I'm aware. Anyway, please do hit subscribe, ladies and gents, if you're a returning viewer and you haven't already subscribed and this hasn't put you off. But it is interesting, genuinely. And as he has begun to take a more prominent role in world politics, geopolitics, of course he's now part of Donald Trump's, not administration, but he's going to be a government official, isn't he, basically? Kind of. Elon Musk saying these kind of things can change things. And as the Overton window in politics begins to change, that will have a knock-on effect on media. And so there is an overlap, I know, and I am justifying it, but there is an overlap. So let's take a look, right? Elon Musk has said Jess Phillips should be in prison in latest attack on Labour. So Elon Musk has said Jess Phillips should be in prison in his latest attack on the Labour government. The billionaire ex-owner hit out after the safeguarding minister, she is literally the minister for safeguarding, has rejected calls for a public inquiry into historic child abuse in Oldham. Now, it's not just child abuse. It is Pakistani Muslim grooming gangs. That is what the inquiry is calling for. Because in the UK, if you didn't know, if you're from the States, in the UK, there is a huge issue, and it is a huge issue, with essentially an industry, is an industrial scale of grooming of children, young, white, largely, mainly, white British girls by majority, okay, because that's what it is, it's a main issue, with Pakistani Muslim men. And so there's an issue there, you know, is it cultural? Is it, like, why is that? Why is it going on? And in the UK, there's been historic cover-ups of this. There's been historic, really massive issues with the the police owning up and going, we didn't want to investigate it because for social cohesion, basically, we didn't want to be called racist. And it's like, so you just let pedos free and to do whatever they want, basically. I mean, it's mad. Anyone under the consenting age cannot consent. That's why there's an age of consent. I don't understand why that's hard to grasp, but the British police were like, underage girls having sex with older men, that's fine. They're consenting. You can't consent. You can't. You literally can't. That's the whole point of the age of consent. But anyway, there's this massive issue across the UK. It's thousands, tens of thousands of white girls that are being groomed and, you know, turned into drug abusers. Standard grooming stuff. But it's horrific, the things which these people have done. If you want to, and I don't suggest that you do this because it is genuinely probably some of the most evil things I've ever read, there is a transcription from court proceedings which outlines exactly what these young children, because it's what they are, suffered at the hands of these monsters. It's gross. It's grotesque. But Jess Phillips, where she is in the UK and how she's set in terms of voter base, unfortunately, she has a large Muslim voter base. So she has a vested interest in not tackling this, which is disgraceful. It's absolutely disgraceful. And that is why she said no. I firmly believe that. Anyway, so according to GB News, but this is not just according to them, this is what's happened, it's the truth. So don't worry about GB News being the source, because I know people Some people don't like them as a source, but this is the truth, basically. This is what has happened. Phillips said it was up to the local council, not the government, to instigate such an inquiry. But the council is calling for help from the government for the inquiry. So why wouldn't you help them? They want to do it, but they're asking for help. And you're refusing because why? Why would you reject that? Oh, no, I know why. Because it's fuck-ups on an industrial scale by the establishment. That's why. There is no other reason why you would not do that. It is disgraceful. Literally, British girls are being trafficked by people we could just deport. And I know loads of people, the argument that people make, and this is a fair argument, people go, yeah, but there's British ones, there's British groomers. Yeah, there is. 100%, right? There is. However, it is far easier and far quicker to get rid of a foreign problem. Deport. Be gone. That problem's solved then, isn't it? It's done. You can wash your hands. It's gone. It's far harder to tackle homegrown issues. That takes a lot longer. But foreign issues are a policy choice. It is a policy choice to have these foreign nationals here doing these things. You could simply deport them, be gone, and that's that massive issue solved instantly. And then you work over a longer period of time tackling the issue when it is homegrown. I don't understand why no one, like, there are some people that seem to be confused with this argument and they go, yeah, but there are white people that do it. Yes, absolutely. And it's disgusting and it's evil. No one is saying otherwise. But it is quicker. It is far easier to deal with a foreign issue because you deport them back to the third world. That's all. That's all that needs to happen. Anyway, so in a letter to the local authority, the minister said, I welcome the council's resolution to do so and to continue its important work with victims and survivors. But why aren't you doing it, dickhead? Why aren't you helping? Why aren't you doing this? You are literally the safeguarding minister. And this isn't just Oldham. This should be an inquiry across the entire UK because it's happened everywhere. The transcriptions I asked you to look up if you so wanted to, which I really advise you not. It's absolutely disgusting. Some of the most disgusting things I've ever read. That is an Oxford grooming gang. So it's everywhere. It's every major city. This needs to be, it needs to be a national inquiry for the whole country. So the story was highlighted on X by former Tory Prime Minister Liz Truss, who said, this is Jess Phillips, the same Home Office Minister who excused masked Islamist thugs. She did that. And there's literally videos of these people beating the shit out of some like random British person. And she was like, don't worry about it. Okay. Her title, Parliamentary Under-Secretary of State for Safeguarding and Violence Against Women and Girls, is a perversion of the English language. It's clear whose side she's on. Yeah. And then Elon Musk just said, yeah, she deserves to be in prison. And his tweet has blown the fuck up. It is huge. It is huge. Huge. His comments are the latest salvo in his long-running war of words on the government. But there's more. So Elon Musk calls for Tommy Robinson to be released. And that also angers Labour MPs because obviously they're all like, oh, someone more popular than us is saying things. Oh. So Elon Musk has caused anger by calling for the release of Tommy Robinson and accusing Keir Starmer of failing to prosecute child rapists in Oldham and Greater Manchester. That is true. That is true. That is true. There was even an element in the UK where a judge told a victim of child rape to remove something from her victim statement. So a victim statement, obviously you read out in court and a victim can request certain things, right, for sentencing. And this victim said that she wanted them to be deported. Because these victims have bumped into these individuals because these individuals, when they're released from prison, are just allowed back into the community, which indicates a few things, which is concerning. Obviously, it outlines the fact that this is a cultural issue. Within these enclave communities of non-British people that are doing these things, it is deemed as fine. You shouldn't be allowed... Like, if that happened to anyone Like, British people wouldn't stand for that, right? It'd be very, very rare that a British person, you know, would go to prison for these kind of things and then be allowed back home with their parents or their loved ones and just welcomed back into the community. No, they'd be an outcast. They would literally be an outcast. But these individuals are allowed back into the community and they're bumping into their victims. And so this victim rightfully requested, originally in a victim statement, to have these people deported, as they should be. But a judge asked her to remove it. And she did. She shouldn't have removed it. It's disgraceful. So yeah, no. They might be prosecuted, but they're prosecuted to a pathetic level. They should be killed for all I care. I don't care. Murder them. Kill them. Couldn't care less. Detritus. A stain. Absolute stain in UK culture. Kill him. Get rid of him. Couldn't care less. Just get rid. Done. Not interested. Not having the conversation over morals on that. Just kill him. Anyway, the billionaire ally of Donald Trump pinned a message to the top of his X feed overnight saying, "Free Tommy Robinson," tagging the far-right activist who was in jail for contempt of court. As well as a number of messages in support of Robinson. Musk posted several times about the rape gangs in Rochdale and Oldham attacking the Prime Minister and the Safeguarding Minister Jess Phillips over their response to the scandal. In one post, Musk said, "In the UK, serious crimes such as rape require the Crown Prosecution Service's approval for the police to charge suspects, who was the head of the CPS when rape gangs were allowed to exploit young girls without facing justice. Keir Starmer, 2008-2013. That is true. And Keir Starmer in his history has a bizarre fascination with trying to get the death penalty revoked from literal monsters in third world countries. Bizarre. Trying to get them off death row. Weird. Weird how you spend so long defending these people. So like I said, he added that Phillips deserved to be in prison. Because she said it was for Oldham Council to call an inquiry into child exploitation there rather than the national government. And he said the real reason she's refusing to investigate the rape gangs is that it would obviously lead to the blaming of Keir Starmer, head of the Crown Prosecution Service at the time, which could very well be true, quite frankly. So there you go. I don't have much else to say on this. I just thought this was interesting. But yeah, like one MP was like, "Musk has pushed it too far this time. Twitter is really rapidly becoming a cesspit, even for disinterested, non-partisan types." Is it really? Is it? Is it? You won't leave though, will you? Or government officials won't leave it. You literally give it its power, and you won't leave. Downing Street declined to comment. Of course they did. Reform UK would not say whether the billionaire's endorsement of Robinson, a divisive figure within the party, would change its willingness to accept his money, because they're cowards. Tommy Robinson, whether you like him or dislike him, he got chastised in the media because he called out these Muslim grooming gangs. They are a thing. He called them out. He was proven right, but yet demonized persistently. Now, there are, of course, other issues and things like that. There are things where he's claimed someone was a victim when they weren't really a victim, but that happens to the best of everyone, right? Not everyone is going to be completely accurate at every single point in time. You do your due diligence, of course, and he unfortunately didn't do that on that occasion, which is, not good. Obviously not good. But he shouldn't be demonized for the things which he did, which were completely accurate and true. Calling this out at the time made him painted a huge target on his back, but he was completely true. He was completely right in what he was saying, and no one's gone, "Yeah, actually, yeah, you're right there. Shit, this is really bad." No one, literally no one. Strange. A spokesperson for Oldham Council said, "Survivors sit at the heart of our work to end child sexual exploitation. Whatever happens in terms of future inquiries, we've promised them that their wishes will be paramount and we will not renege on that pledge." You know what you should do then, Oldham? Stop these individuals living in your area. Get rid of them. Get rid of them. Seek devolution, I guess, if you can. Deport them from Oldham. We all recognise that terrible mistakes were made in the past with children ignored or dismissed. By ensuring the survivors have a voice that is heard, we can help make sure that no child will be failed in the future. Look, at the end of the day, if any child sits there and says this person has had intercourse with me violently, that's pedo rape shit. Like, that should be instantly investigated. But people are like, they consented. No child can consent. It's disgusting. Anyway, there you go. I don't have much else to say on this. This is a very hot topic, but I would be very curious to hear your thoughts. Elon Musk, you're doing good work on this. Not on immigration, though. Cheers, take care. Bye-bye now.